Check it out.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Check It Out series here on my YouTube channel. Of course, I am Scott Edwards, better known to many as Scott E Wrestling over on the WrestleSphere, I guess, these days. But I am here to introduce a very new topic, a very new show series that I'm very excited to do. If you saw it at the top, it is called the Check It Out series. Yes, not difficult to figure out where the Check It Out comes from. Of course, one Mayu Iwatani, my favorite wrestler of all time, the GOAT. And it's only fitting that we kick it all off with Io Shirai versus Mayu Iwatani. But let me explain what the Check It Out series is before we get to it. The Check It Out series is all about me diving in to some of the best and brightest and random and niche matches that I feel like talking about in a 10-minute or so video, reviewing it, giving my thoughts on it. This match is very specific because I do have a personal connection to it in terms of myself getting into Stardom, and I'll go through that too if there's ever a match like that. But ultimately, it is just a way for me to create more content for those who enjoy listening to me. So thank you to everyone who's jumping in here. This isn't going to be some high quality edited thing. This is me going on, recording it in one fell swoop, and we're getting into it. I want to do watch along sometime in the future. Maybe I'll do those on Twitch sometime to kind of, allow you to watch the match with me. But this is going to be showing me screenshots from the match, one big highlight from the match, and so on and so forth. So that Check It Out logo, you can figure out the inspiration. I'll give you the inspiration besides just Mayu is, of course, Arisa Shiki as well. You'll see it in the colors. That is the great inspiration. I appreciate my friend Doc for putting that together for me. I'm really excited about this series because it's just for fun. Like, I just am doing this for fun. Like, if one person watches this, cool. If no people watch this, cool. At the end of the day, it's for fun. I don't do the editing stuff. I just put a microphone on, watch the wrestling, and talk about it. That's always what I've done, and that's what I want to do with this. So that's the Check It Out series. That's going to be the base of the Check It Out series. But let's get into this now, shall we? Of course, it is from May 22nd, 2016, Cork and Hall, Gold, May 2016. Io Shirai defending the World of Stardom Championship against Mayu Iwatani. Plenty of history in this match. Obviously, at the time, they are holding gold. They are currently Thunder Rock champions. I believe they're also the Artists of Stardom champions as Threedom. So there's a lot going on here at the time, but it's all about challenging. And this match is essentially the basis to get to the final two matches. Mayu is trying to become world champion. As you watch this match, you learn very quickly she is not necessarily ready for that spot. She's facing an Io Shirai who obviously is, without a doubt, the most dominant, women's wrestler in the world at this time. This, beating Io is no easy feat. That is just the truth. This title reign at the time, uh, she held this title. This is her second reign with the belt. She held it for 546 days. Taking this belt away from her was not easy. This was only the fourth defense. She'd go on to set a record of 14 defenses with the World of Stardom Championship, and we will get to that match somewhere down the line here in the Check It Out series. But this is the beginning. This is the beginning of, can Mayu take the belt from her Thunder Rock partner? Can Mayu reach that level? And obviously, that's asking a lot. But, she is at this time holding so much gold around her waist. They had lost the titles just a month or so after this. Um, that was, of course, the record-breaking reign. They'd go on to lose to Kagetsu and Kyoko Kimura, but this is what it's all about. Like, truthfully, like, this is why I am into Stardom. It's these 2 right here. It's because of Io that it first interested me when I saw her in WWE, and Mayu very quickly became my favorite. And you watch this match, and you go through this match, and you see the difference in skill set from match 1 to match 2 to match 3. You watch how this story unfolds, and this match at this time, they're very friendly. They're tag team partners, they're best friends, they're sisters. And by the 3rd match, they're rivals, and it is that much more emotional, it's that much greater, it's that much more important, and it's a double championship match. But this match is all about Mayu, I think, trying to show Io she can beat her, and while she doesn't, she can, and that's what matters. So, without a doubt, let's get into the match itself. So the match starts with Mayu saying, "Listen, the last time we faced off, we went to a time limit draw. I don't want that this time. No time limit." So Io agrees, and that is in. The match is underway. You get a lot of, the feeling out as you'd expect, but very quickly, this match goes from, 0 to 10. This is full out, full throttle. You get the signature EO suicide dive, which is just a thing of beauty. And it is so quickly followed up by a perfect diving crossbody from Mayu Iwatani. And I just, I'm watching this back and I'm just sitting there in amazement, right? Because these 2 were so good. And this is Mayu in 2016. Do you know how good Mayu was in 2016 and how much better she is now? I don't know if I could say the same necessarily for Io. Like Io's in WWE now, so she doesn't have to do as much. But this was Io's peak. We're talking about Io's peak here. Mayu was so many years away from like her top level of performance. And I think that's just a credit to where she was and how great she truly is. It's why I think she's the greatest. But if you're watching, of course, if you're watching the video here, you see a picture perfect bridge from Io Shirai. That shouldn't come as a shock. A lot of this match was domination by Mayu Iwatani. And it's not, sorry, not by Mayu, by Io Shirai, as you would expect, right? It's at this point, you feel like Mayu is out of or getting outclassed in many ways. But as we know with Mayu, she always bounces back. And she bounced back by hitting this incredible lucha sequence that involved a jump onto the top rope, doing the you ever see the Rey Mysterio like bulldog that he would do? She pretty much did that, and then, like, it's just amazing what she was doing back then because she's such a different wrestler now, and anytime I watch old Mayu matches, I'm amazed by what she does now compared to then and what she brought along. She tried for the greatest poison rana ever that we've seen her pull out now, like, that is a move that's been in her moveset for a long time, but she, hid it away for a while and she brings it back out now. And she hits it perfect all the time now. She messed up in this match, but it didn't take away from the match. It actually led to her downfall, which I think is very important in going through Mayu's history and how that move has now become her super finish. Had she hit it here, maybe it's a different story, right? Maybe she could have been that world champion, but uh she couldn't land perfectly, and it just kind of in the right way, messed it up towards the end of the match. And I know I said this is a 10-minute review series. I did explain the rules, so I get a little leeway for this first one. After Mayu gets back into the match, they start trading back and forth, forearms, slaps, and Mayu slaps the taste out of Io's mouth. It was so loud, but so good. I was just like, man, this is it. Like, this is it. This is why people love Stardom. It's this right here. It's these 2 right here going back to back. And you see, and a lot of people, there's a lot of people that think that, Stardom isn't what it used to be. And I agree that a lot of things changed. but great main events never have. They really haven't. Like, great main events have always remained with this company, and it is a credit. It is a credit to who they are and what these 2 were doing in 2016. This wasn't even the match that got on everyone's radar, that made, like, Dave Meltzer watch it. That's the 2nd match later in the year. This is just the 1st. That's why this match is so incredible. If you want a rating, I went 4 and 3/4. Like, it is fantastic, but it's not the best that they can do. We know what the best that they could do, and they did it twice after this in very different matches. But Mayu's fighting back, and when Mayu's fighting back, you just are so locked in because she's such an incredible underdog. But when Mayu's more in control later in the series, that's when you get the very best of Mayu. It's because she's believing in herself. She's found that confidence. At this time, yes, she wants to beat Io, but does she really think she's as good as Io yet? That's the beauty of Mayu's story, is watching that unfold over time, watching her learn, watching her grow and become the greatest ever. She wasn't the greatest ever at this point, but you see it go on, and this match was a great showing of it. She started to get more confidence as the match went on, but ultimately she just didn't have enough. At one point, Io looked like she was going to go for the close. She hit a tombstone on Mayu, but missed her famous moonsault. And that is where we get to the spot of the match. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible from these 2. Look at this photo. Picture perfect. It is a picture perfect image of what these 2 created, what these 2 did. They're just they were on another planet at this time. You know, like, they are just so great, and the Cork and Hall crowd was so good for this match. And when she hit that, I've seen this match before, yet I still hesitate because Io's crazy, Mayu's crazy. They're going to put their bodies on the line. They're going to do this, and it's what makes this so great. They get back in, Mayu's right on, Io gets in there at 19 seconds, and I'm locked in. I'm locked in, and Mayu's hit suplex, and, this is where she attempts the best poison rana ever, and she misses. They fall forward, they kinda roll into the turnbuckle here, the one that you could see here on the screen, and that's when Mayu follows up with a frog splash instead for a good near fall. She hits a dragon suplex for a near fall, but that's not enough either. And ultimately, as Mayu's trying to close in, Io comes back, and Io eventually puts an end to Mayu Iwatani. She hits a insane swinging straight jacket German suplex for a great near fall and follows that up with the moonsault for the win. Just a fantastic match. And it's why I want to do this series. I want to go through these matches. I want to talk them through, but also explain what I feel like I'm watching. When I'm watching these 2 wrestle, I am watching a a underdog overcome the best at this time. That's what you're watching with Mai. You're watching her gain confidence. You're watching her realize who she is and what she's capable of as time goes on. I think that's why she's such a special wrestler. I think that's why this series is what I want to do because ultimately, listen, I'm going to do a lot of Mayu matches for this because she has so many great matches and this is one of them. Io wins the match. Io proves once again that she's the best. And at this time, it was thank you, Mayu. She said after the match, one person I really want to say thank you to is Mayu Iwatani. They exchange this wonderful back and forth. Um, you know, Mayu says, Io-san, I came so close today. I almost had you. And that's the confidence builder, right? You add this, and then you see it in that second match later in the year in Climax. You see Mayu have that confidence. You see Mayu come closer and closer and closer. And I think that's ultimately the beauty of this rivalry, right? Mayu didn't win until the last of the trilogy, but that win had so much meaning because of what they created in the first 2 matches, and this one set the foundation for that trilogy. Obviously, there's a lot of history there, and there's a lot of story that goes from 1 to 2 to 3, but this set the foundation for the match and the in-ring itself, and I think that's very important. I love these 2. These 2 wrestlers are the reason, again, I watch Stardom, I watch Joshi. They're the best, like, they are the best. I will always say Mai is the greatest. Io at her peak was just an incredible pro wrestler, and if you go back and you witness any of it, you're doing your and if you don't do it, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to go back and watch these matches. Start with this one. You gotta go in order. This was fantastic. This is why the Check It Out series, again, exists. As you could tell with this series, this is just gonna be me rambling about a match. This is gonna be me having fun talking about a match. And that's what this is. The Check It Out series. I hope you enjoy this quick clip. This isn't supposed to be long, it's supposed to be a quick watch. And if you have any match recommendations, don't you worry. Feel free to drop them below. I appreciate any recommendations. I'm happy to watch anything and everything on this show. I will include a lot more facts and thoughts in the future. Again, this is a trial where this isn't going to be perfect. Episode 1's not going to be perfect. We are going to do more and more as this goes on, but it's a quick way for me to create content, have fun, and hopefully do some live ones in the future. Maybe do some watch alongs. That's kind of what I'm building towards. But I can't do them on here. So hopefully this was a good format. If you have any recommendations, if you have any thoughts of what you want from me with the Check It Out series, please feel free to let me know. Again, comments, DM me, message me, at me, whatever it is. You can follow me at Scott E Wrestling on Twitter. You can check out the 5-Star Joe Show on the Fight Game Media Network. You can check out Ring Post Radio on the Count Up Podcast Network, as well as Stardom Road, my historic Stardom podcast, hosted by myself and Trent Breward. I think that's it. If you enjoyed the show, thank you. If you didn't, stick around, give it another shot. This is just a trial and error. We're having fun here. I'm rambling on, but Io Shirai, Mayu Iwatani, very important to me. There's going to be a lot of Arisa Shiki in this too. There's a reason I incorporated the 2 colors of AMA. So until next time, go watch wrestling, go enjoy wrestling, check it out, and I'll be back with another edition of this very series. Thank you for listening. See ya.